Nobody can tell anyone they can be sad about something because others have it worse. That's like telling somebody you can't be happy because other people have it better. Something upsetting or life-changing, I'm sure, has happened to everybody. Whether it's good or bad, but the bad times should make you appreciate the good times much more. My lesson is to appreciate what you have while you have it. So, about 6 years ago, my mom got cancer, and I didn't know for a while, but she didn't have it long before she told me and my brother. And we were at her boyfriend's house with her when I first found out, but she didn't want to tell me that because he got upset at her for not doing the dishes or watching his kids or something. And he said, what, you think because you have cancer doesn't mean you have to not do things? He was putting her down emotionally. And then I asked her about it after he said that, and she's like, well, when I take you home, we'll talk to your dad about it. Me and your brother and you. And so we went home and we went to a park she took us to a park before we went home. And she told us about it, and our dad was with us. And basically she told us what was going to happen, and then she told us everything was going to be okay and everything. And then we would go on visits with her every 2 weeks, every 2 weekends, and we'd stay there we'd go for the day, spend the night, and then she'd take us back home the next day on our way to work. And sometimes she'd have to cancel because of the chemo, and she'd have to stay in bed, or she'd feel so sick that she couldn't move or eat or walk or do things. So that happened, and my stepmom always told me if I didn't want to go, I didn't have to, because she knew it was hard for me to see my mom in pain. And my dad worked a lot, so when he worked every day, just about, and sometimes he didn't have weekends off. So when he had weekends off, and if it was my mom's visit and if she wasn't feeling good enough to drive to come get us, I'd stay home and miss that weekend and just wait another 2 weeks. And then as time passed, she'd have my grandparents come get us sometimes because she couldn't drive and she wouldn't be able to because of the medication. And so that happened, and then February 25th, 2010, I came home from school, and my dad told us we were going to have a family meeting and to go put our stuff away. And it was weird because he was off work at 3 o'clock, and he usually worked really late, and he wouldn't get home till 11 or 12, so I knew something was up. And then when we went down to the living room after I put my stuff away, he sat down and he looked at my stepmom, and I guess it was just her facial expression. And then he told us that my grandma White called my mom's mother and told him that at 2 o'clock that day my mom had passed away. And I don't really remember how long it took me to realize that happened, but because I guess I was in shock or something. And just the next thing I really remember was I was sitting in my dad's arms, bawling my eyes out. And then after that, however long I was crying, he told us that we were going to go for a ride or something and to go get my jacket because it was pretty cold that day. And so I've learned not to take things for granted and to appreciate what I have while I have it. And everybody else could learn the same thing.